Hello, everybody, and welcome to Love, Peace, and Harmony Live. It is always amazing to be with you here on Mondays to connect with you and share the power of love, peace, and harmony. And we want to send a special welcome to anyone who may be joining us for the first time or tuning into this when it's a recording for the first time. So welcome and thank you for being here. In this session, we explore themes and narratives around love, peace, and harmony, and the power of the field, which is comprised of these extraordinarily beautiful calligraphies that you see behind me, as well as the Love, Peace, and Harmony song, both of which were created from our founder, Dr. and Master Zhigong Shah, who is a world-renowned healer, humanitarian, medical doctor trained in China, traditional Chinese medicine practitioner, and a grand master of calligraphy art. Now, this art and the Song of Love, Peace, and Harmony is no ordinary art and song. It actually activates an invisible field, a frequency and vibrational field that aligns us with love, peace, and harmony, that can transform challenges in our life. And so our guests come on and share their experiences with the love, peace, harmony field, and also in harmony with different themes that are happening in the world right now. And this month, most recently, we have International Women's Day. So we want to send our love out to all the women around the world for everything that you do. If you are a human on Mother Earth, you came from a woman. And there is so much wisdom to explore and beauty in the journey of being a woman and of this empowerment and connection. And so we want to share more about that in today's theme, and also welcome you to share in the chat any comments you have around this as well. So it is my greatest honor and privilege to introduce our special guest. If you've been joining us for a while, you may recognize her from our previous episodes, and it is always a pleasure and a privilege to have her here with us today. So it is Malia Davidson joining us all the way from Hawaii, and she is a mother of 5 children, a grandmother, a native Hawaiian, cultural practitioner, healer, and community organizer spanning 3 decades of experience. She is a CEO of Punawai, LLC and President of the nonprofit Kumukahi Ke Aloha. She has a diverse background in community organizing, Hawaiian cultural wisdom, and education. And we encourage you to check out the description of this video and our mailing list for her full and extensive bio. And it really is such an honor to have her here with us today, because as you can imagine, in those 3 decades, her wealth of experience, not only from working experience, but life experience and the lineages that she carries as well. So it is our greatest honor to have Malia here with us today. And without further ado, let us welcome on Malia. Welcome.
Good morning. Well, it's good afternoon for all of you right now on the East Coast. Good morning. Welcome. And thank you, Alexia, for inviting me for this most important month, I think, besides Mother's Day. Thank you so much. Nice to be with you.
It's nice to have you here, and I couldn't think of a more suitable person to have with us to celebrate International Women's Day, because you are really a community leader. You are a beacon of light, of hope, of strength, of inspiration for so many. And you've exemplified that over many decades of your life in many different dimensions. So I'm really excited to dive into this conversation, also in relation to love, peace, and harmony, and your experience with some of these transformative tools and how you use them. And also connected to the native Hawaiian wisdom, because there's so many synchronicities and so much beauty in that. So maybe one of the places I am curious to start is particularly from the perspective of being a woman, is there any challenges that you've experienced in your life, in your daily life, or moments in time throughout your journey, throughout your life, where, you may want to share a little bit about that? And has any of the love, peace, and harmony tools like the calligraphy or the song ever supported you in any of those times? And maybe sharing with us a little bit about that.
If you're a woman, you've gone through challenges. And if you have children, the challenges come up every day. So I want to say when I was introduced to Love, Peace, and Harmony, let's see, I believe that was in 2011 was the first time that I was first introduced to Love, Peace, and Harmony. I was struggling. I was running Native Hawaiian scholarship program that spanned across the United States for Native Hawaiian college students. And it was quite an interesting and most impactful time in my life because it was the first time I was given not only a very big leadership position, but whenever you represent your culture, your people, and the upliftment of your people, just internally it can be devastating in so many ways and chaotic, because there's many perceptions that come with that. There's a willingness or a desire in your heart to uplift them and make sure you do a good job. And I was managing millions of dollars, which I had never done before. So when I was first introduced, we were told, make sure you play it 24/7. I'm like, what? Why? Because who does that? Who plays one song 24/7? However, what was important was my children were, I had children in 3 schools at that time. And so Hawaiian language immersion was in high school, in middle school, in elementary, and in preschool. It wasn't all in one. Actually, I had them in all four schools. And it was challenging to not only just make sure everybody's on the same page, but also my work and working in a university. So playing Love, Peace, and Harmony for 24/7 actually I started to notice very small adjustments in my mindset. So what people tend to do, and it's not just women, but what people tend to do when challenge comes up, our minds start squawking like, oh my gosh, why am I doing this? That's crazy. Like, why do I think I can accomplish that? Or you're in that state of, I'm just gonna do it, and I'm not gonna let anybody stop me. But then you start impacting your health because you're not paying attention to the balance of your body. So you could be on either side of the spectrum or all of it at the same time. And that's pretty much where I was, from having a 3-year-old all the way up to a high schooler. And so all of the things that come with being a mom and being a professional in the field, was wreaking havoc on my body. So, and my mind. And so little bit by bit, I started to see these shifts of like, oh, I have to start to actually breathe now. And I have to learn how to breathe. And I need to learn how to be in balance. So just the first line, I love my heart and soul. I can tell you at that time, I did not love myself. I did not love my heart and soul. I didn't even know what that was. In Hawaiian culture, there are many, many different kinds of what we call mo'olelo, or stories, or wisdoms, yeah, that are in Hawaiian language. And you think about them, just like, probably the one of the more popular ones that most of us use is Ika olalo ke ola, Ika olalo kamake, which is, in language there is life, and in language there is death. And so it was in those moments when I started to listen to Love, Peace, and Harmony that I actually started to understand the value of that sentence. That when our minds, what comes out of our mouths, what we hear is not aligned or not correct, we call pono, is not in this place of rightness or alignment. I want to say in balance, with creating harmony in our bodies, in our hearts, then we kind of spiral down into a rabbit hole, just like somebody says something and then you grab onto it that maybe is not so positive, and then you just keep moving. It's like misery loves company. That's a saying too, right? So I was impacted pretty early on by Love, Peace, and Harmony, but I also saw it impacting my staff. I had one my assistant. She was amazing. She could do her job in 20 hours, not 40 hours. And the other 20 hours, I let her do whatever she wanted to do, which was always helping people in the community. She happened to be like a mortgage lender before she came to me. And people would call her for advice all the time. And it'd be like, as long as she's doing her job, I was all good. But she smoked too much, she drank too much, and she would swear a lot. and when I would play the song, she'd be just like, Leah, that song is making me emotional. She was like really hardcore. Sorry. She was really hardcore, but when she started to get to some really major things that was happening in her life, she started listening to it on her own. And like the family's just like, are you okay? You're listening to a Chinese man. And she's like, I don't know, but this thing helps. So it started to impact the people around me. And ever since then, it's not uncommon anymore. I have people coming up to me all the time, teachers. Just recently in the wildfires that we had on Maui, there was a young woman that like showed me the original disc of CDs of Love, Peace, Harmony. She's like, I got this thing like years ago at like the last fire, which was 5 years ago, 6 years now. And she's like, and somebody gave us this. And I go, that was me. I gave that to you. And she was just like, oh my gosh, it was you. And then she started to want to learn more. Yeah. But she had said that had helped her children when they were little, because they were so scared of what had happened back then. And now what was amazing is her family hosted like 63 people from the recent fires, like literally took care of them at their house, on their property. 63, 4 generations of people. That woman that received the Love, Peace, Harmony CD 6 years ago. So you never know how people will be impacted. Yeah. It's really amazing.
It is. And just hearing you share that, it is such an inspiration to share. And just, we never know, like those 5 years that simple CD could have been impacting her life, like you said, her children. And I just love this story too about your assistant, because it's, I think, very relatable for people to hear that, about this song, and how you mentioned, listening to this 24/7, it can sound like, what?
Yeah.
Who will do that? But it is incredibly powerful. And you bring up some really important points about just life and how life happens, the power of our thoughts, the power of the field of who we're engaging with, what we're engaging with, how that can impact us if we experience challenges, and this whole experience, and then using the power of the song to bring that into existence, that love, peace, and harmony, literally bringing it in. And is there anything that you feel called to share about just like using the song, using the tools, and also how this message of the lyrics, because you mentioned I love my heart and soul, how does this resonate and connect with some of the Hawaiian wisdom that you are living, that you have really inherited and that you share as well? Are there any like synchronicities or messages between the two?
It's seamless actually, and that's why I've continued to do it now for 13 years.
Mm.
uh, Hawaii is known for aloha, the word aloha, aloha. And if you've ever been here to Hawaii, if you've ever looked at, you know, ads that have gone out with the Hawaii Tourist Bureau or Visitors Bureau, you will see that word. And what most people don't know about that particular word is the depth of that word. So you people say, "Oh, aloha." Aloha when they say goodbye or hello, and that's most common. But in ancient wisdom, there's more to that, and that is the breath of your life. You're giving of your breath. You're giving of that connection that you have to the source, to whatever you call it, God, whatever the universe. You're giving, you are that conduit. You are that connection between these two worlds.
Mhm.
And when you are in that state of aloha, then things flow. They flow better. You manifest. So we manifest good and not good things. That's the pole, the darkness and the law, the light. And those two generally go in. They are always in tandem. In Chinese, we call it yin yang. Yeah. In every culture, I think there is a observation of balance. And where does love, peace, and harmony fit into all this? If you just listen to the words, I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Join hearts and souls together. Love, peace, and harmony. So, what crosses all religions, all modalities, is love and forgiveness. And that's very much Hawaiian. Ho'oponopono is something that people have heard through the last several decades. My very first teacher, Auntie Morna Simeona, was a kahuna. She taught to the United Nations General Assembly 7 times ho'oponopono, which is to the English word is forgiveness, but when you place ho'o in front of any word, it's the action of that word. So to be pono is to be aligned. It's to be in oneness. It's to be when you add it twice, that means it intensifies that word. So pono pono, that means you're intensifying that alignment. So the action of being in alignment. The English will say righteousness. I don't like to use that word because it seems sometimes very egotistical that I know more than you. But it's just putting in alignment what you know is correct. And that correctness is that alignment with nature. When you are aligned with nature, if you're conserving, taking care of, picking up after yourself, instead of throwing rubbish on the ground, or if you're watching your words or filtering what you have to say so you're kind to others, this is all part of being in aloha. Millions and millions and millions of people come to my island, all of Hawaii. You can exponentially look at those numbers. People are always wanting to come to Hawaii. Um, for me, that's why aloha is where it's at. And so when we look at love, peace, and harmony's message, as I said at the beginning, ika olelo ke ola, ika olelo kamake, we can bring life or we can bring death. and it seems so extreme, but when you really start to think about the importance of not gossiping, not saying things that go like a lightning bolt to someone's heart because you're intending to hurt them. These things can impact the body so easily, and that's where my people have been very conscious. To speak too much is like, what is the power of your words, and why are you speaking so much? Also, speaking from the heart is important to us. um, reading a message isn't always a good thing to do. And especially our connection to our cousins all over the Pacific, that heart connection to your environment, the moon, the sun, the stars, the currents that run in our oceans, are all about being that oneness and that unifying in love, peace, and harmony. So it's never just about us, it's about every being, including the water, including the mountain, including the insects that are the tiniest ones that we can't see, that it all creates that harmony. We actually have to be in harmony. So many indigenous and native peoples believe this all over the world. It's not just Hawaiians. The I think the difference though is the spotlight has tended to be on Hawaiians for a really long time because of Hawaii and because of people's desire to be here in Hawaii. But when you live in the middle of the Pacific Ocean and you live in some of the most volatile conditions when it comes to weather, the winds, the rains, the hurricanes that are coming through, more intensified now more than ever. And it is that beauty of, I love my heart and soul, and I love all humanity. That's what aloha is. It expands to everyone, even when you don't feel like it.
Hmm. Wow, that is so profound and so nourishing just to even hear you share about this wisdom. And it is really inspiring, just all the seamless connection, and also how this is like a guiding light. Like, this is something that we can not only hear, but start to look at and take into our own life. How do I apply these principles that you're sharing about? How do I look at how I'm living every day and alter it so I can be in that alignment and that balance and that harmony as much as possible, and constantly being in that dance with life? And so you have given us such amazing jewels and gifts today that we can really take into our life and use, in addition to love, peace, and harmony, to actually, like you said, take it into action. Put that action out into the world and into our lives so that we can be love, peace, harmony in action, forgiveness in action. So this is amazing. And I'm wondering, before we close, if you would be open to sharing with us perhaps any message that you have for women, especially because of this special day, anything at all that you feel called to share from your heart. And if you also may be willing to lead us in a short meditation or singing, anything that you feel guided, just to close with that connection.
Sure. I believe that the greatest tool we have is our love. And whatever you do well, that you love to do, do that and stay in that space because you've been gifted that. Whatever you believe in, wherever you believe you come from, you've been gifted talents and skill. And I believe I think when I was growing up, when I was a young woman, um, that was probably an important message for me that I carried. And a young girl, it's, we put so much pressure on ourselves to be perfect, in whatever that means. And what I've learned working in the mountains, being with the elders around me, is they are happy because they are themselves and they are doing their best life with the things that they love. So that's what I would like to end with, that message. Do what you love and stay in that space. Have the faith to be in that space and surround yourself with the people who are helping to serve in that kind of modality. And it may not even be, if you're an artist, it may not be an artist. It might be the IT person that sees your vision and goes, "Oh my God, do you know what we can do with this?" Or the fashion designer that goes, "Oh my God, I see that." We all have so many gifts, and we just need to step into it and have the faith to know that that's why we were given that gift, and that we're part of a bigger picture, and there's many pieces to the puzzle. And when you call upon that draw upon that talent, it starts bringing everyone else around you. I keep seeing that every day as I'm older. So take the leap of faith, and also be, don't think so much. Think from your heart. Yeah. Be in that space. So how can we do that? The sounds that we make out of our mouth, the sounds that we hear in our ears, and the visuals that we come into with our minds can all be aligned. They don't have to be separate. They can be in a space where it gives us ease, internal peace, and joy. And that's where we want to always be, in that space. So if I could have everyone close your eyes and just, and you know what, if it's for some people, I've been working with people who have been in the fires, and it's scary for them to close their eyes fully. So you can close your eyes halfway and just think about the place that you love the most, whether it's the place you were born, you grew up in, or maybe it's the place that you're living right now, or the place that you got to go on vacation, or you saw in a magazine, and it's just beautiful to you. It brings you joy to think of that place. This is our connection to our greatest mother. Our greatest mother is very large. She's Mother Earth, and she supplies us with everything we need. She brings us the light and joy every day that we get to wake up and air, breathe in air to our lungs, to see flowers, or to see a mountain, to see the snow falling for the first time, or the sun rise and bring us warmth. She's always taking care of us. So when we take care of her by giving her our love and our gratitude, we are more connected to her. We are connected to her purpose of not only serving us, but now, like good children, we're going to give her our love back, as any parent would want from their most loving child. Aloha o loko nei ea, I ko ka honua a pau ea, e hui puka ko a mau, maluhia ke aloha pu. Maluhia ke aloha pu. Lula, lula, li. Lula, lula, li. Lula, lula, li, lula. Lula, li, lula. Lula, li, lula. I love my heart and soul. Sing that with me. I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Again. I love all humanity. Join hearts and souls together. Again, join hearts and souls together. Love, peace, and harmony. Love, peace, and harmony. Whatever language that you speak, whatever language that you speak, whatever language you sing in, it's all one. They're not separate from each other. So let us bring our hearts and souls together to our Mother Earth, to each other, to every being. We can do it. It doesn't cost us anything but a little bit of time. Love you, love you. Thank you all for your bringing yourself into this space, connecting with me, connecting with Alexia today. We're most grateful to be of service to you wherever you are in the world. This is our calling, whether we realize it or not, to help each other, to get through, to support each other, and to bring more love into this world. Thank you, Alexia.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This was absolutely just so heartwarming, inspirational, peaceful. Just your voice reverberates that vibration of love. And I felt it through every cell. And I see many people sharing in the chat as well. So thank you for taking the time to be with us and for sharing your wisdom and your experience and your beautiful voice and healing. And this was just very profound. And it's always a privilege and blessing to have you on the show. Just trying to gather words. Vibration, it's like recalibration happening because it was just so nourishing.
Thank you for everything that you do. This is so important for so much, for the world, in really becoming more aligned with ourselves and the source that has given us this life. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you.
Aloha.
Aloha. Amazing. Oh my goodness. Please take a moment to share those of you that are here with us live, and I will share some of your comments and sharings. So amazing to have Malia here with us today. and so much wisdom, amazing, amazing vibrations. And I will share now your comments. So Paulina says, thank you both so much. Aria, wow. Martina, hearts. Sony, gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mary's resonating. The thoughts we think and the words we speak become the house that we live in. Rumi. Yes. Zahir, see you midnight for Mana Healing Monday. Amazing with Malia. So you and Kiri here is resonating. She's right. Yes, 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 and yes. And there's also a beautiful sharing here from Sony. Truly an inspiration. The Love, Peace, and Harmony song helps so very much. Thank you to my friend Yaxtine Dolores Silva Moreno, who introduced this song to me and the books from Master Shah. Truly grateful. Awesome. It's so good to have you here, Sony. We're so happy for you to be here with us. And we want to thank everyone for joining. You can catch us here on Mondays at 1. I see a few other sharing. Sybil said, thank you so much, Malia and Alexia. It's so beautiful to experience this profound and loving connection with you and the love, peace, harmony field. Thank you, Sybil. So great to be here with all of you and with Malia, our special guest. And this recording, as always, will be posted on our Facebook and YouTube. So be sure to share the link with your loved ones and anyone you feel this may resonate with. And you can always check out lovepeaceharmony.org and check out our activities, our amazing projects. We have news stories posted about the activities of our volunteers around the world, and they're so inspiring to just see what everybody is up to. And we have some great new YouTube videos as well. So be sure to check us out on our social media as well as Instagram. And if you've been following us, you will know that we have a teddy bear naming contest, and it ended last weekend. We are going to extend the announcement date until next week. So stay tuned on our mailing list and the show to learn which one is chosen and who's going to be getting a special bear and an I Believe in Love, Peace, Harmony t-shirt. And if you're interested to get the player that plays the song, any of the other products that you've heard about in these sessions, you can check out our website and our store for more information on that as well. So thank you so much, everybody. We are wishing you a love, peace, harmony week ahead, and we will be with you again very soon. Much love, everybody.